What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Student Fyre, live from the Fyre studio. My name is Berg. For those of you that don't know, I'm a motivational speaker for at-risk youth, and we're going to do something a little bit differently today. Usually, you hear my audio. You hear me talking, you hear me getting you all amped up, helping you get through whatever school struggles you're having. But today we're going to do something a little different. Every mess up, every goof, every bad thing that I say, every mess up, every outtake is going to be live. Why? Because I had a couple kids get a hold of me and they're like, Bobby, I love the fact that you're doing this. I love that I can hear how excited you're getting. But I want to see it. So, for those of you tuning in on Instagram or tuning in on the various clips that I'm going to throw up on TikTok, or I'm going to put this on YouTube too. However you're seeing this or hearing it, there is a video attached. So, we're going to see how this goes. If it goes well, maybe we'll do it more. If it doesn't, whatever. Whatever you're viewing this on, let me know. Seriously, pop in the comments, send me a DM, do whatever you got to do. Let me know if you like this or if you don't. Because I want to help you understand this. And I want to help you get better in your life, however it helps you best. So let's jump into this. I am exhausted. This 2020 has been hard, y'all, as opposed to the other 2020s. But what I've been doing is I've been writing a book. And I want to have it, the first draft is going to be finished on February 3rd, 2020. And in this book, I'm chronicling my struggles as a student growing up in a white neighborhood. I go through my past with my parents. I go through the struggles that I had growing up. I go through this, how hard school really was for me, because it was, although it was fun, it was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And one of the chapters I'm going over, I start talking about feeling fake and having imposter syndrome. See, I felt that whatever I did was just kind of, No one really noticed me. I felt like I just woke up, went to school, had my hoodie on, and no one would notice me. See, a lot of the time, I loved school. I loved my friends. I loved learning. I loved learning, and I loved everything that happened when I was there. But there were so many kids that just made me feel like I didn't belong. A lot of you know I grew up in a completely white neighborhood. There were maybe 10 African American people in the whole city. So it wasn't really a city, it was a town, but you get what I'm saying. It was small. It's your middle to upper class suburbia in every sense of the word. And I didn't mind it. It was a great place. But there were a lot of kids that made me feel like I didn't fit in. They would make fun of me, they would oftentimes bully me, and school got hard. So what happened is eventually I started faking my interactions with a lot of people. I learned that if I said certain things or kind of fit myself into the joke culture that they were making, or that I would be on the social norms that everyone was with, even if I didn't really believe it myself, kept them off my back. See, it took these interactions, and I was like, oh, man, if I just, I know that joke really, really bothered me, but if I just don't say anything about it, man, everyone's laughing, it's okay. It's okay, and guess what's not happening anymore? I'm not getting bullied. This is awesome. Well, a month of that happened. Then 2 months happened. And then 6 months happened. And I would go to school every day, and I would put the same hoodie on every single day because I felt that hoodie just kept me safe. So it was like my suit of armor. As long as I had that on, they couldn't make fun of me. They couldn't bully me. Whatever they said, whatever they did to hurt me, wouldn't work. It would just bounce off. That's what I thought. You know, being in 7th grade thinking everything's cool, when someone comes up and goes, Bobby, and then they say some black joke. And they go, oh, it's okay, you're black, it's cool, it's whatever, it doesn't matter. And I'd sit there and I'd laugh and be like, yeah. And I'd think to myself and be like, yo, that wasn't funny. That was actually really hurtful. I don't care because I know who I am and I love myself enough that I'm going, that was just a joke. It was just a joke. But I know a couple other people in my life that would really probably get super offended by that. So what did I do? Oh, nothing. I didn't do anything. Why? Because I was safe. I didn't have to worry about what these people were saying. I didn't have to worry about how bad their attitudes were. I didn't have to worry about if they were making fun of me. I wasn't getting to to be a target. And that's what mattered. Well, all of a sudden, I felt like I would go to school and I would put a mask on. Like, I seriously felt like when I would walk into school every day, and I didn't realize this until my guidance counselor brought it up. I would walk into school every day and just go, and bring my hands up above my head, and bring them back down. And then it felt like I had physically put my mask on for the day. And I was ready to take on whatever these bullies, whatever these awful, mean kids had for me. I was ready. I had my armor on. I had my face mask. I was ready to go, and nothing you said or did was going to bother me. And that's what I thought. Until I got to band. Every week, every day when I had band class, I could flourish. As a lot of you know, I'm a musician. I play clarinet and saxophone, and I loved being in band. Because it didn't matter the color of your skin. It didn't matter how goofy you looked. It didn't matter what shoes you had on. It didn't matter how you talked. It didn't matter where you came from. It didn't matter what kind of music you even listened to. Because at the end of the day, the conductor said, all right, and everyone's ready. Brought their hands up. There's complete silence in the whole room. And they go, bar 6. And the second that downbeat started, everyone in that room had the same goal, the same mission, and we were all there to do one singular thing, and that was make music. And it didn't matter if you and, some kid in the trumpet section weren't really getting along. They still had to come in at the right time. And when they came in, their part had to be right, or else the whole piece wouldn't fit. If you came in wrong, you threw the whole group off. So we had to work as a team. Whether you liked the other person next to you, or whether, you just had issues with the people in the group, or whether you were best friends, it didn't matter. We all had to work together or the whole thing wouldn't work. I remember one day sitting there and we played this really emotional piece called There Blossoms Down. I don't remember who the composer is, but it's a very lyrical, very romantic, very expressive piece. And it takes these really thick chords, and it takes every performer in the group at one point plays with at least 6 other people, like 6 other sections. And the way that the chords mesh, it's almost as though the composer was going, I want all of you to take your issues. I want you to take all these bad things that you've been feeling. I want you to take all of these emotions that you've been hiding from the world, and I want you to hand them off to one another. I want you to break a piece off and give it to your buddy. I want you to break a piece off and give it to the person in the section that you've never talked to. I want you to reach out to every person in this group and realize that you don't have to hold that whole broken piece to yourself. You can break it off and hand it to everyone, and together we're going to share this weight. Together we're going to get through this. Together with this piece of music, we're all going to take our insecurities, we're going to take our faults, we're going to take every bad feeling that we have, that we hide behind our mask, and we're going to take that mask off together. And I kid you not, every single time I play this piece, I have to, either at the end of the performance or whatever, I have to go cry. Because to this day, that piece, I still picture myself taking my mask off. And I don't know if he's listening to this, but Mr. Vitale, when you said that one day in rehearsal, you really changed my life. Truly. You said, with this piece, you guys, you have to take your mask off. And you just glossed over that and went on to the next thing. And I remember sitting there, because I wasn't playing, you were working with another section. I remember sitting there in class, and I brought my hands together, put them on my face, went from the top of my head all the way down to my chin, and let my hands drop. And that was me taking my mask off in school for the very first time. I remember going to lunch that day, and a couple of the bully kids were there. And I remember one of them looks at me and goes, "Hey, Bobby, What's the difference between a pizza and a black family? And I looked at him and I said, you know what, man? I don't really care. You know what? I'm really seriously tired of you making these bad jokes. They're not funny. They're not impressive. And honestly, they're really hurtful to some people. I know you don't care about it, but someone might. And I'm not saying that someone's me, because I don't. I'm over you. I'm over these jokes, and I'm over the fact that you feel so bad about yourself that you can't take your mask off, man. Stop making these jokes. Stop bullying and making fun of other people to make yourself feel better, dude. You're better than this, and I know it. And I walked away. And of course, you could hear everyone in the room talking because we were at lunch. And I could feel that kid just sitting there, looking at me shocked for A, the fact that I had stood up to him for the first time, and secondly, that someone had said that to him. Someone had actually put into words what he was feeling, and that was the fact that he was trying to cover up his own insecurities by making other people feel bad. And I remember asking the same kid, probably about 2 years ago now, I said, hey man, he and I are very good friends. I'm not going to name him because got him. But I asked him, I said, hey man, why did you do that? You know, all those years ago. And he goes, man, my dad's really racist. Really racist. And I grew up with that. And I thought that's just how people acted. And truthfully, at that time, I never believed him. I never believed him, but I couldn't think for myself. And for the first time in my life, I remember you said something to me. I don't remember what it was, but I remember all you said to me was, take that mask off, dude. And it changed how I looked at life. It changed how, you notice after that day, how many times did I ever make fun of you? How many times did I ever make racist jokes? And I was like, well, truthfully, man, I don't remember. He goes, I didn't. Because after that moment, I started calling other people out. And I'll tell you right now, that's why I thank you every time I see you. I was like, really? He goes, you notice every time we see each other, it's, you know, the bro hug. And then I say, hey man, it's great to see you. Thanks. And then we get on with whatever we're doing. I was like, what? You really do that. But what it took was someone finally opening up to him and saying, hey, stop. Stop worrying about everyone else. Think about you. Sometimes you have to take someone that's hurting, that's going through a lot, and just show them that they can feel incredible. Can you imagine how great this world would be if you just once a day told someone else, hey, your nails look really awesome. Or, hey, I noticed you got a new outfit on. It looks really good. Or, oh, hey, I noticed you've been studying really hard. Pfft, way to go. Or even, hey, I know your free throws have been, they were lacking at the last game, but I've been seeing you practicing a lot more, and I can't wait to see you rock that next game. Right? Y'all, this isn't that deep. This is not that deep. It's little adjustments that we make that help us really become one with yourself. Makes you really start loving yourself. And when you love you for who you are, y'all, you're going to change the world. All you have to do is make one person's day a little bit better. And it's like the ripple effect. You throw a rock in the pond and all of a sudden the ripples go out. That's how it happens. Take your mask off. If you do anything this week, I want you to identify one issue that you're kind of keeping here. You don't talk about, you don't bring up, you kind of do whatever you got to do to keep yourself hidden and let it go. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Go home one day, shut your door, and write in your journal and say, hey, I have issues with this. Here are some things about myself that I don't like or that I'm insecure about. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take that list and I want you to start working through it. Pick one thing to let your guard down with. One thing. And this could be simple. You could go home to your family and say, hey, mom, dad, sibling, parent, guardian, whoever, coach, whoever you feel comfortable opening up to and say, hey, I need to talk to you for like 5 minutes. You don't have to say anything back. I just want to talk. And talk to them. It's that easy. And say, hey, for instance, I feel that I look really funny because I might have some acne on my face. I might be a little overweight. Y'all, I'm not going to do this. We could go into issues that you think look awful forever. But say this is an example of it, and you go, this really bothers me about myself, but I'm taking the first step today to really overcoming this, and I just need to say it out loud. I'm going to say it to someone so that I don't feel uncomfortable just saying it to myself. I'm now holding myself accountable by actually doing it, and there's someone else involved. So someone has to keep me honest, right? Do that this week. Y'all, it's the start of the year. It's the beginning of the year. Let's not start this year with last year's bad habits. Pick something and start to take that mask off. All right? That's all I got for you on this one. Thank you so much. I know this was a longer episode. If you like these longer form videos or episodes, please talk to me. I would, again, whatever you want, I'm here for. But thank you for tuning in for this. Please, if you have any suggestions or any episodes you'd like me to cover or any topics you'd like me to talk about, or if you want to be a guest on the podcast, please reach out to me. I'm on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You name it, I'm there. Please go ahead, hit me up. I would love to hear from you. And if you would be so kind, whatever podcast app you're listening to this on, or if you're on YouTube or whatever, please leave a review. I would love to see what you have to say, and better yet, it helps promote the podcast. And the more we promote the podcast, the more we can get people on, and the more people can hear what I have to say, and we can help them achieve their best life today. That's all I got for you in this one. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I hope you stay motivated, stay excited, and tell me what it feels like to take that mask off for the first time. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace!